My name is Dwight Hansen. I'm a lobbyist with my own firm, Hansen & Associates. My clients include the California Disability Services Association, which is about 100 community-based nonprofits throughout California. I entered this field of developmental disabilities as an advocate about 16 years ago and found myself involved with a community that is phenomenal. The people with disabilities, their families, the caregivers, the agencies that serve them. It's an incredible community of folks committed to allowing folks with disabilities to live a life in the community, part of the fabric of the community, the way people without disabilities live their lives. Over the last several years, we've watched a lot of different challenges come up with budget constraints and problems serving these folks, but the promise remains that 40 years ago, we made a promise to these folks that they could be part of our community. It's a constant challenge. The folks with disabilities will always be with us and should be with us. So we have to find a way to accommodate their needs, their desires, their lives into our fabric of our community. And that takes resources. At the same time, we have still some of our folks with developmental disabilities who 40 years ago oftentimes were locked up in state-owned developmental centers, and still 15, 16, 1,700 of them remain in those centers. It's not acceptable that somebody basically be put in jail for having a developmental disability. So my commitment in working with this field is to listen very carefully to the people with disabilities and their families, what their desires are. What I've found over the course of time is that their desires and goals don't differ very much from those of people without disabilities. Folks want to work, they want to be able to go to and from, they want to be surrounded by friends and family, they want to have access to the kind of things that you and I have access to. So in essence, they become friends and family members right along with the rest of us. Working inside the Capitol, however, it's a challenge. There's dozens and dozens and hundreds of issues and different resource needs that come to bear. And you're competing with parks, or you're competing with roads, or public employee salaries, or all the different factors that play in with each other. My hope, I guess, as an optimist would be that people with developmental disabilities receive the highest possible priority, right up there with public education or the other kinds of things that people would agree on as a high priority. That isn't always the case. And I've been quoted as saying over the years that sometimes we're number 3 on a 2-item agenda, and that's not acceptable. It takes those of us that work in this building in collaboration with those families and the people with disabilities to step up and say, hey, this is my life, this is my time, we can't put our lives on the side. There's no such thing as autism-free Fridays. We absolutely need to do this every single year, every single day, fight for the resources it takes to make this thing work. Because our failure to do that means that somebody with a disability is not going to have access to their community, and that's just simply not an acceptable outcome.
This is one of a series of interviews with persons or family members who use services for seniors or persons with disabilities. We would like to thank seniors and individuals with disabilities and their family members. If you would like to view more videos on this topic, please visit our website at ccltss.org.